Hello everyone, I am Dr. Durdana Ovais, Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. In the previous video lecture, we have studied about monopolistic competition. It is a form of imperfect competition. Today also we are going to study about another form of imperfect competition, and that is oligopoly. Presented before you is a graph taken from the article Telecom Subscribers and Operator-Wise Market Share of Telecom Companies in India 2020. It was posted on 16th August 2020 by author Kanuj Sharma. What can you analyze from the graph? Definitely there are companies dealing in the telecom sector. How many companies are there in the graph? Can we put them as under perfectly competitive market structure? No, we can't, because perfectly competitive market structure is characterized by a large number of buyers and sellers. And here we see that although the number of buyers is large, but the sellers are few. It is definitely not a monopoly where there is only a single seller. So can we say that the market structure is showing monopolistic competition? But we know that monopolistic competition has a large number of sellers, though not as many as perfect competition. So it can't go under monopolistic competition either. What we see before us is a form of imperfect market structure called as oligopoly, where there are few sellers which are having a large chunk of market share. The same you can see for smartphone market share also. The graph was taken from the year 2020. As such, oligopoly is a market structure dominated by a few sellers that have more buyers. Let's see a brief history of the development of theory of oligopoly market structure. After the development of the theory of monopolistic competition, as the market conditions changed further, economics developed a new theory taking into consideration the recent economic changes, comprising of features of monopoly as well as monopolistic competition. This new form of market structure was named as oligopoly market structure, and the theory has been contributed by Carnot, Edgeworth and Bertrand. The term oligopoly is derived from two Greek words. Oligi means few and polion means to sell. As such, oligopoly is a market structure in which there are only a few sellers, but definitely more than two, of homogeneous or differentiated products. As such, we can say that oligopoly market structure lies in between monopolistic competition and monopoly. An oligopoly market structure is one in which few firms dominate. When a market is shared by these few firms, it is said to be highly concentrated. Although only a few firms dominate, it is possible that many small firms may be operating in the market. So, we can say that an oligopoly market structure is similar to monopoly, except that rather than one firms, two or more firms dominate the market. But another feature is firms that are interdependent cannot act independently of each other, because these few firms who are holding different large chunks of the market are interdependent on each other. A firm operating in a market with just a few competitors must take into consideration the potential reaction of the closest rivals. Like if Jio increases price, it has to take into consideration what will the reaction be of its closest competitors, because there are only few big competitors. So, before making a plan, the rival firm's reaction is to be judged. As such, strategy is extremely important to firms that are interdependent, because firms cannot act independently. So, they must anticipate the likely response of what the rival firm can do if a particular strategy is being followed. So, now we can formulate a definite meaning of the word oligopoly market structure based on the introduction that is given. It can be said that oligopoly is a market form in which a market or industry is dominated by a small number of sellers who are likely to be aware of the actions of other firms and can influence the quantity and price that is to be sold. Let's discuss the characteristics of oligopoly. The first characteristic of oligopoly is the interdependence amongst firms in this form of market structure. The different firms in this type of market structure are highly interdependent on each other. As such, the price wars, the advertisement campaigns are very much visible in this form of market structure. Secondly, a firm under oligopoly market structure goes for aggressive advertisement campaigns. It is a form of non-price competition. The intention is to capture a large part of market. This advertisement campaign was not regarded necessary in the perfectly competitive market structure, right? Neither it was considered necessary for the monopolist who was having a differentiated product. But in this form of market structure, advertisement plays a large part in capturing the consumer base. As Professor Baumol said, under oligopoly, advertisement can become a matter of life and death, where a firm which fails to keep up with the advertising budget of its competitors may find its customers drifting off to rival products. The third characteristic is group behavior. In oligopoly, the most relevant aspect is the behavior of group of firms in this market structure. There can be 3 firms, 5 firms, 7 firms, or a few firms, a few hundred firms. Whatever the number is, it is quite small, so each firm is aware of the presence and actions of other firms. As such, the behavior of one firm is determined by the perception of what will be the behavior of other firms. But in oligopoly, it is impossible to predict the behavior of other firms due to 3 major reasons. First, these firms might have a common goal or they may not have. Secondly, the group may or may not be having any formal or informal organizations which have an accepted rules of conduct. Thirdly, the group may be dominated by a leader, and as such other firms just follow the trend that is being set by the leader. This behavior is different in different groups of industries. Fourth characteristic is competition. As there are a few sellers in the market, a move by one seller immediately affects the rival firms. So each seller is always on alert as to what is the new trend or what is the new strategy that is being followed by the rivals, so that a counter move can be generated immediately. Fifth is barriers to entry of the firms. In this form of market structure, as such there is no restrictions on entry and exit of other firms, but the new firms are restricted or blocked by such natural or artificial barriers which tend to restrict them from entering the industries. These barriers can be the large economies of scale that are being enjoyed by a few large firms, or it can be control over essential and specialized inputs, or it can be the high capital requirement for entering into the industry, or it may be an exclusive patents and licenses required to be in the industry, or it may be due to the unused capacity with the existing firms in the industry, which makes the industry unattractive. Sixth, lack of uniformity. Another important feature of oligopoly market is the lack of uniformity in the size of the firms. Firms differ considerably in size. Some may be very small firms, some may be very large firms. As such, the situation is asymmetrical. Seventh is the existence of price rigidity. It is also called as sticky prices. In the oligopoly market structure, each firm has to stick to its prices. Why? because if the firm tries to reduce its price, it is bound to face reaction from other firms. So, if the firm reduces its prices, maybe other firms will also reduce the price. As such, the benefit will be reduced of reduction of prices, and this will lead to a situation of price wars which will benefit none. On the other hand, if the firm increases its prices with a view to increase its profit, the other rival firms may or may not go for the same increase in prices. Hence, no firm would like to reduce price or to increase the price. This leads to price rigidity, which is also called as sticky prices. 8th, no unique pattern of pricing behavior. Because we have seen there is intense competition, each firm does not stick to a particular pricing pattern because it depends on what will be the prices set by other firms in the market. And as such, it is not possible to predict any unique pattern of pricing behavior in oligopoly markets. 9th, indeterminateness of the demand curve. In oligopoly market structure, the demand curve faced by a firm is indeterminate. Why it is indeterminate? Because if it increases the prices or decreases the prices, the behavior of other firms will be totally different in these two scenarios. If the firm decides to increase its prices, it may face three reactions from other firms in the market. First, the other firms may decide to lower their prices as much as has been decreased by the firm. Secondly, other firms may decide not to change their prices at all. And thirdly, the firms may decide to lower the price further than what was set by the firm A. Next point is, there are few sellers in the market, and lastly, these few sellers may be dealing in homogeneous or differentiated product. Let's discuss types of oligopoly. Mainly, there are 4 types of oligopoly. First is pure and perfect oligopoly. If the firm produces homogeneous products, then it is called as pure and perfect oligopoly. Though it is a rare scenario, but we can find similar situation when we talk about cement industry, steel, aluminum and chemical producing industries. Second is imperfect or differentiated oligopoly. If the firm produces differentiated products, it is called as differentiated or imperfect oligopoly. We can take the example of passenger cars, cigarettes, soft drink as an example of this form of oligopoly. Here, the goods produced by different firms have their own distinguishing characters, yet all of them are close substitutes of each other. Third type of oligopoly is collusive oligopoly. If the firms cooperate with each other in determining price or output or both, it is called as collusive oligopoly or cooperative oligopoly. Fourth is non-collusive oligopoly. If firms in an oligopoly market structure compete with each other, it is called as a non-collusive or non-cooperative oligopoly. Now, let's discuss the shape of demand curve of a firm in oligopoly. Let's assume there is a price leader and the price leader has set a price at the point B. Then all the firms will be facing a kinged demand curve of ABC. Why this kinged demand curve? Because the section of the demand curve depicted by A and B, as you can say, is relatively more elastic, and beyond the point B, from B to C, you can see that this is relatively inelastic. As such, we can say that if the price is set at P1 and any firm tries to increase the price to P2, what is going to happen? Even a 10% increase in price will lead to more than proportionate change in quantity demanded. The increase in price will be followed by a greater change in demand, because this portion of demand curve is relatively elastic. Why it is elastic? Because of the presence of close substitutes. If firm B tries to increase its prices, consumers will be having other close substitutes. As such, even 10% increase in prices will lead to a greater fall in commodity demanded. But if firm B thinks of decreasing the prices, so let us say 10%, then the set price is P1. What is going to happen? Even a 10% decrease in price will not lead to same or proportionate change in quantity demanded. That is, the quantity demanded will not increase by 10%, rather it will increase by a much lower percentage because the demand curve is inelastic. Because of this, the demand curve is having a kink. Along the elastic demand curve, above point B, if a firm increases its prices, it will lose many customers and revenue. And along the inelastic demand curve below the point B, if a firm decreases prices, so will the competitors. Because there is a kink in the demand curve, the MR curve of firm consists of two distinct parts. That is, you can see from the graph that MR curve that falls below the demand curve is in two parts, and any change in the marginal cost between the point D and E will not lead to change in prices. Between these points, if marginal cost changes, the price will not be affected. As such, the marginal revenue is constant between the point D and E. Summing up, today we have studied about the oligopoly market structure, its features, introduction, a brief history, its characteristics, its types, and the demand curve that the firm faces in such type of market structure. That was all for this video. Have a great day ahead. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you.